Are you in a toxic relationship with yourself? As in, do you feel in control during frustrating circumstances, or do you feel frustrating circumstances control you? Hi, I'm Dr. Margaret Cochran, and this is Wisdom, Love, and Magic. Frustration intolerance is evidence of a pathological, destructive, hateful relationship with yourself and your environment. It's miserable, unsustainable, and frankly makes for a hellish existence, both for yourself, those you love, and anyone else around you, to be honest. Frustration intolerance is defined as the inability to tolerate what we have designated as an undesirable and intolerable emotion or set of circumstances. It's marked by extremely binary thinking, such as quickly judging something without benefit of much evidence to be either good or bad, and then making extremely negatively judgmental statements about your lack of acceptance of the circumstances in which you find yourself. Things like, I can't stand this, I shouldn't have to deal with this. In this state of mind, we're not making much use of our prefrontal cortex or our reasoning brain. We're primarily functioning with much more primitive and, in this instance, potentially more dangerous parts of our brain. Low frustration tolerance or impatience is evidenced in our daily lives all the time in the form of road rage, screaming at one another for slights perceived or otherwise, and or some form of inability to wait. When we're in this state of mind, we're struggling with an inability to accept the gap between our expectations and reality. While this may sound relatively benign, it can and has resulted in fisticuffs and even the use of guns to resolve matters. An excellent explanation of frustration intolerance was offered by the late great creator of rational emotive therapy, Dr. Albert Ellis. I had the honor of attending some trainings with Dr. Ellis. He was an amazing man. This therapeutic approach teaches that it's not what happens to us that's so difficult. It's what we think about these things that become problematic and crippling. There are several types and categories of frustration intolerance, and they are as follows. Discomfort. This is about how much you can't stand the daily hassles of life and how hard you try to avoid them, as expressed by statements such as these. I can't stand having to do so many things I don't like. Or, this should not be so difficult and I should find an easier way of dealing with all of this. Entitlement. In this mindset, you're hyper-focused on the notion that you should always get what you want without having to struggle or work hard for it, expressed by statements such as, I can't stand waiting for what I want, or I can't stand being taken for granted. Another is emotional intolerance, which is a thinking centered on the extent to which you find certain emotional states, such as anxiety or sadness, intolerable, expressed by statements such as, I can't stand to feel emotionally out of control, or things don't change, I'll never be happy. And finally, achievement frustration. This thought process is one in which you're convinced that you can't stand any form of failure, not even small setbacks or delays, expressed by statements such as, I can't lower my standards even if it would be convenient, or I can't stand being unable to fulfill my potential. Now, at this point, you might be asking, what causes poor frustration tolerance? Good question. You always think of such good questions. And the answer is several things: your upbringing, trauma, or personality traits. For example, if you grew up in an overly protective environment, you lived in an atmosphere in which it was difficult, if not impossible, to ever learn how to develop coping mechanisms. In addition, certain mental health conditions such as ADHD and anxiety disorder can also be expressed as frustration tolerance. Behaviorally, poor frustration tolerance is often expressed via anger, anxiety, depression, avoidance, and substance abuse. These are not good, not healthy, and solve nothing. But here's the good news. Poor frustration tolerance is not a fixed state. It's something that can be changed. Yay! Here are some strategies to achieve just that. First, and this is my personal favorite, I call it the escargot encounter. Pick the slowest line in the grocery store and get in it. Yes, you heard me correctly. Get in it and stay there. Stick with it. No social media posts, not on your phone. Just focus on breathing and relaxing your body. Practice mindfulness by noticing your surroundings, the colors, the sounds, the smells, and so forth. Then there's repetition ritual. Sit and listen to a repetitive sound such as the ticking of a clock or a timer or a rattle, and practice relaxation of your muscles, breathing deeply. Or the Yoga Master Challenge. Set a timer for 20 minutes and just stare at a wall. Breathe deeply and just be. Or the Terror Task. Choose something that scares you but is safe, like watching a spooky movie, trying a new food, taking a different way home, or perhaps a public speaking experience or improv. Give it a go. Breathe into the task. Relax your body. Remember that no matter what, it will be over soon, and you will be able to enjoy your triumph over your fear. And today, you get bonus material, because here are a few more of my favorite techniques for dealing with the seemingly intolerable. Practice the Mona Lisa smile. She and Leonardo knew what they were doing with that one. When you encounter something that annoys you, just curl up the corners of your mouth, creating a subtle little smile. Believe it or not, the muscles in your face have a powerful effect on the chemicals in your brain, and the Mona Lisa smile works wonders. You can also use it while listening to music, being mindful of the melody and the words if there are any, and keep your attention on your breath. Relax and enjoy. Another powerful technique is one I call open hands, open heart. When we are unhappy, stressed, or angry, we tend to ball up our fists and tighten our arm muscles. You can even see this in infants. With this practice, when you feel bad, you make a conscious choice to stretch out your arms and open your hands. And while you do so, with your eyes either open or closed, take 3 relaxing breaths, focusing on compassion for yourself and others as you do so. Repeat until the desired results are achieved. And finally, there's a lovely technique called havening, developed by Dr. Ronald Rudin. You simply take your hands and rub them back and forth very gently on focusing what's annoying or scaring you. There, just like that. And then you put your hands on your shoulders and stroke down thusly. Just like that, yeah. Wash, rinse, repeat until you feel the tension melt away. I'd love to hear in the comments about your relationship with frustration and how it's impacted your life. That's nice. Till next time, I'm Dr. Margaret Cochran. Be safe, be relaxed, and be well.